The Tonight Show. For decades, it has been the stage where global stars step into the spotlight, from Hollywood legends to music icons. But when Can Yaman walked onto that stage, the energy shifted in a way few had ever seen before. The Turkish actor, already adored across Europe and Latin America, had finally stepped onto American late-night television, and he didn't just appear, he took over. From the moment his name was announced, the audience erupted in cheers. Fans who had traveled from across the US held up signs with his name, while social media lit up with the words, "Can Yaman tonight." It was more than an appearance, it was a cultural earthquake. Dressed in a sleek dark suit that highlighted his commanding presence, Can walked on stage with the confidence of a man who knew he had arrived at a new level of stardom. The cameras zoomed in on his smile, the audience rose to its feet, and even the host seemed swept up in the excitement. But what no one expected was that this interview would not just be about career milestones. It would become one of the most shocking moments in recent television history. The host began with simple questions. How does it feel to be here? How do you see your career going from Istanbul to Rome and now to New York? Can's answers were polished, charismatic, and sprinkled with humor. He joked about the language barriers, about how Italians had adopted him as their own, and how New York's energy felt like a challenge he was ready to embrace. But then came the unexpected. When pressed about the constant rumors surrounding his personal life, especially about Sarah Bluma, Can paused. That pause alone made the audience lean forward, holding their breath. And when he finally spoke, his words ignited the biggest gossip fire of the year. The host asked casually, "Everyone's talking about your bond with Sarah. Is it love? Is it real? What's the truth?" Instead of dodging, Can smiled faintly, tilted his head, and delivered the line that would explode across the globe, "It's not about love. At least, not the way people think." The studio gasped. Audience members exchanged shocked looks. The cameras caught the host raising his eyebrows in disbelief. The audience clapped nervously, unsure if they had just witnessed a denial, a confession, or something far more complicated. And within seconds, that single statement was clipped, shared, and replayed across every platform on Earth. Can Yaman says it's not about love trended on X, Instagram Reels spread it like wildfire. TikTok edits of the moment racked up millions of views overnight. But what did he mean? Was he saying the rumors were false? Or was he admitting that there was something deeper, something beyond love as we understand it? The ambiguity was both the genius and the danger of that moment. Because instead of shutting down the rumors, Can had opened a floodgate of speculation. Gossip blogs immediately spun their theories. Perhaps Sarah was more than a friend, but not quite a lover. Perhaps they shared a secret agreement. Perhaps theirs was a forbidden romance too complicated to define. Meanwhile, fans across the globe divided into camps. Some believed him wholeheartedly, praising his honesty. Others doubted him, convinced that this was a carefully crafted line to hide the truth. And still others demanded answers from Sarah herself. Back in Europe, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Italian magazines ran full-page spreads with titles like, "Il segreto di Can, non è amore, ma così?" Spanish talk shows debated his words for hours, bringing in relationship experts and celebrity journalists to decode his body language. Turkish tabloids went even further, linking his statement to past rumors with Demet Özdemir, suggesting that Can was still haunted by old flames and unfinished love stories. In the United States, the Tonight Show producers couldn't believe their luck. Overnight, the episode became one of the most watched and replayed segments of the season. But the frenzy wasn't contained to the TV screen. Outside the NBC studio in New York, chaos reigned. Paparazzi had camped out on the sidewalks for hours. As soon as Can exited the building, flashes lit up the night sky like fireworks. "Can, what did you mean?" shouted one photographer. "Is Sarah here with you?" yelled another. Can walked briskly to his car, sunglasses shielding his eyes despite the darkness, his jaw clenched in silence. His security pushed back the swarm, but the questions echoed through the night. Rumors spread that Sarah had been spotted entering the building hours earlier through a side entrance. No clear photos emerged, but eyewitnesses swore she had been there. Others insisted she was staying at a nearby luxury hotel, waiting quietly while Can took the stage. The lack of proof only made the obsession grow. The following morning, headlines exploded across the world. In Italy, bomba televisiva, Can Yaman confessa, non è amore. In Spain, Can Yaman rompe il silencio, Sara non è amore? In Turkey, sak itiraf, Sara al-Bagiask dejelmi? Each country spun the story differently, but they all agreed on one thing: Can Yaman's words had sparked the biggest scandal of his career. Meanwhile, fans outside his New York hotel gathered in crowds. Some held signs reading, "Tell us the truth." Others simply screamed his name, hoping for a wave or a glance. One viral video captured a fan shouting desperately, "We love you, Can, but what did you mean? If it's not love, then what is it?" The clip gained millions of views within hours, further fueling the global frenzy. Paparazzi weren't done either. Days later, Can was ambushed outside a restaurant in Manhattan. He was photographed leaving with friends, looking tense, glancing over his shoulder as if searching for someone, or hiding someone. Reports claimed Sara had been inside the restaurant but had slipped out minutes earlier through a back door. The photos were grainy, but the narrative was irresistible: the bond they deny, but cannot hide. Fans began connecting this to his past. They remembered his chemistry with Demet Özdemir, how their on-screen romance seemed to bleed into reality, only to collapse under pressure. Back then, Can had also grown more guarded, more private. Now, with Sara, those same patterns were emerging. But instead of clarity, his words only added layers of confusion. By saying it wasn't about love, Can had left the world wondering if he was trying to rewrite his own story, or if he himself was caught in emotions too complicated to define. And as days turned into weeks, the storm refused to fade. Every photo, every sighting, every word was scrutinized. If Can laughed at an event, fans asked, was he thinking of Sara? If Sara posted a cryptic caption online, the comments exploded with theories. Their silence became unbearable. The world demanded answers, but none came. What did Can mean when he said, "It's not about love"? Was it friendship? Was it a spiritual connection? Or was it, in fact, a forbidden romance hidden behind carefully chosen words? The possibilities were endless, but one thing was undeniable: his statement reshaped the narrative completely. Instead of calming the rumors, it turned them into a wildfire. Instead of clarity, it created chaos. Instead of privacy, it exposed him even more. For now, only Can and Sara know the truth. But one thing is certain: his words have changed everything. By saying it wasn't about love, Can gave the world a line that will echo for years. Was it denial? A confession? Or the smartest media move of his career? Whatever it was, it ensured that Can Yaman remains not just a Turkish star, not just a European heartthrob, but a global phenomenon. And as fans wait for the next chapter, one question burns brighter than ever: what's next for Can Yaman? More Hollywood roles? A romance revealed at last? Or another shocking confession that changes everything we thought we knew? The cameras are ready, the world is watching, and Can Yaman's story is only just beginning.